In part one truth was made unavoidable. Physics governs your fight, whether you acknowledge it or not. Mass resists change, rotation amplifies both power and error, balance is negotiated moment by moment, and force always collects payment. That was not strategy, that was constraint. Part two begins where most people misunderstand what real skill actually is. Skill is not violating a physical law. Skill is surviving it without collapse. Once physics is accepted as inevitable, a different question emerges. How do experienced fighters move decisively without being broken by the same force that overwhelms others? The answer is not more strength, it's leverage, timing, and restraint. Part 2 of Chapter 6 exists to show you how physics stops being an obstacle and becomes a quiet ally. Force does not need to be met head on, it can be redirected. And redirection is not philosophical, it's mechanical. When force enters the system, whether from an incoming strike or a push or your own momentum, it can be absorbed, dispersed, or rerouted. Yielding is not a weakness. It is intelligent load management. Applied resistance at the wrong time or angle sends force back into your body as pain, instability, or wasted effort. Correct alignment and timing allows force to pass through without damage. This is why experienced practitioners often appear calm under pressure. They are not relaxed, they are aligned. Leverage emerges here. Leverage is a geometry that is applied to mass. Small adjustments in angles, base or hip position changes the whole entire exchange. Minor position shifts produce disproportionate outcomes because the geometry has redefined the terms. This is not about manipulation of an opponent. It's about compliance with physical laws. Part 2 reframes leverage as an alignment with force, not opposition to it. Load management follows it naturally. Every exchange carries cost. Every impact deposits stress. Every correction consumes resources. Longevity in combat is not built on endurance alone. It is built on minimizing unnecessary expense. This is why effort-heavy movements degrade over time. This is why efficient fighters last longer with less visible strain. They are not conserving energy through willpower. They are preventing waste. Energy recapture becomes possible only when continuity is preserved. When structure holds, sequencing remains intact. Connective tissue stays elastic and neutral signal remains clear. Force does not appear in after the expression. It returns. Force is reused rather than burned. That is material behavior, not mysticism. Part 2 makes clear that strategy is not layered on top of movement like a plan. Strategy emerges from how well physics is handled under pressure. The warrior scholar does not chase force, they manage it. They do not accelerate blindly, they decelerate deliberately. They do not resist collapse directly, and they manage themselves so collapse never arrives. This chapter closes the arc that began in Chapter 1. Structure allowed force to be born. Order allowed force to be accessed. Continuity allowed force to travel. Signal allowed force to be released. Clarity allowed movement to be seen. Physics now determines what survives. Chapter 6 does not teach you how to win. It teaches you why some outcomes are unavoidable and why others become possible. And once that is understood, a final shift begins. Because when physics governs movement, decisions matter more than effort. Choices then become the battlefield.